That's crazy. I mean, you guys have been covering this game a long time. I got to imagine you haven't seen anything like this. I think we're on our fourth or fifth catcher now in the major leagues. Highly unusual. I think we're all kind of perplexed. I don't think there's an answer. I think the more we search for answers, the more problems start to arise. So we're just going to probably stop talking about it. But yeah, it's huge to be able to go out and sign Jacob, and again get a 21 Gold Glover, Platinum Glove guy that swung the bat really good last year in Colorado, and have him sitting in AAA. Just kind of a credit to our pro scouting staff and the organization for making sure that he's there.
Get a sense of the severity of the Mateo hamstring.
Yeah, it's a good one. Moderate hamstring is what we'll call it. Probably, I hate to say similar to Mounties, but the time frame is 8 to 12 weeks, most likely. So it's a pretty good one.
What steps forward are you looking for from Brandon Young today?
I think if he just builds on what he did last time, we'll be in a good spot. I think he probably got a little bit tired towards the end of the outing just because he'd had just a few starts coming off rehab, going into that thing. So the fastball command's a big thing. We talked about that a lot. Love to see him get this split a little bit lower in the zone, a little closer to the floor. If he keeps the split out of the middle for me, he's gonna kind of cruise a little bit easier for me. But just love to see him kind of build on what he did.
Timetable on Jordan Westberg, still the hope is another day or two?
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely he will be available tonight coming off the bench. I think, if it's September, and I've said this before, we're chasing the pennant right now at the end of the year, I'm probably going to throw him out there. I got to kind of wrestle with myself as to when's the right time to pop him, right? If he says he's available, and in my mind as a coach, the golden rule is when they say they're good, give him one more day. You got to kind of figure out the right spot to use him and when to kind of get him going, because if you do it too soon, who knows what could happen. I think we kind of saw that a little bit with the slide into second base.
Any timeline on him?
Timeline, lower back strain. He'll go on the IL. Yeah. More information down the road.
It's hard to fathom. I know you've been around the game for a long time. This year you've had 23 different players on the IL. Does that stand out to you wow, that's a lot of guys?
Yeah, I've talked about this. I try not to think about too much about the problem. Is constantly trying to figure out what's next, what the solution is. I go back to my experience managing in AAA. These last 10, 11 days, it feels like I'm in AAA where you have a transaction every day. Rich asked me last week said there were 8 straight days of transactions, and I kind of giggled because that's what it was like in AAA. I mean, when you're in AAA, you have 2 transactions a night because you're dealing with your injuries and the major league team's injuries on that given night. So there's constant players moving in and out, and that's not what anybody wants, and that's not what anybody's trying to do. It's just kind of the hand we're dealt. We're playing the hand pretty good by and large. The boys are playing good. We're winning some games. We just got to kind of keep going.
What did it mean to you that Trump went out there until Chirinos ultimately told him he needed to sit down?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's a really tough kid, man. It's some guys are built a little bit differently. Trumpy's one of those guys. We're concerned, I'm watching him throw the ball back to the pitcher, and you get the eye over time where you kind of know when a guy's throwing a ball and it's just not quite right. There's something off. So that's kind of the look that we had. Out of respect to him and kind of his battle to kind of get back into the big leagues and stay in the big leagues, we were going to kind of let him go till the point to where we just kind of pulled the plug and said enough is enough.